three lovely sisters that would like to start this honoring celebration off. I would like to y'all to give it a real big for Tilita, Reverdia, and Melanie.
In 1994, our honored artist, Riua Akinshegun, spent 4 months in Guyana, a British colony on the northern coast of South America. She shares her experiences in a collection of letters to Homegrown. The letters form an autobiography in progress, People I Could Have Been. Tonight, we're pleased to share a letter she wrote to Homegrown from Guyana. Reading Riua's work are
Melanie Luja,
Reverdia, and I'm Tilita Lutterloh.
Dear Homegrown,
you say I left you perplexed, that it's sort of hard to believe that I would choose reading over sex. How do I show you, Homegrown, that it's really true? My love for my books is physical. Let me gesso my canvas with a little bit of history to explain. In the tradition of my family, my mama, I put on my boxing gloves and became an activist. I started out peaceful enough. I was part of the voters' registration drive in 1964, carrying anti-racist picket signs while humming, "We Shall Overcome."
pow, pow,
Then 100 urban uprisings erupted.
burn, baby, burn! Igniting college campus rebellions on the UC Berkeley campus. A few of us non-smiling Africans commandeered an empty office space, demanding an increase in third world enrollment, professors and studies, plus the end of the Vietnam War. Our revolutionary rhetoric was as thick as our afro.
During that time, I married Etherero Hashim Akinshegun. Hand in hand, in the late 1960s, we became citizens of the Republic of New Africa, Free the Land, a national organization promoting a black nation within the United States. We were requesting for our country, the states of Alabama, Georgia, Louisiana, Mississippi, and South Carolina. In Mississippi, I was one of 2 women who stood guard with the men in defense of the land and attacks from the Ku Klux Klan. Etherero and I became sharpshooters and were on the verge of becoming terrorists. It was just after King's assassination. I was going to conceal an automatic weapon under a nun's habit by any means necessary.
What? You what?
Yeah, my activities in the 60s left me in this wheelchair, my chariot. Spine traumatized by a bullet from a .357 Magnum shot by someone in my own black nationalist organization. And Etherero was partly responsible. For 3 months.
Well, hold up.
Wait a minute, what happened?
For 3 months.
Girl, you can't skip over the good stuff, come on.
I'm not ready to tell that story just yet. For 3 months, I was not expected to live. I soared. I had to. I soared past normal human perceptions. I knew the lifeless body in the bed I was looking down on was me, yet fear never disturbed me. I flew into the hallways, into the waiting room. It was packed. Mama was telling funny stories about me, trying to make people laugh. Trying to soften the bullet. I lingered outside that hospital door. Which world did I want to be in? Did I want to rejoin the physical? Should I cross over? My God is in me, so I pulled deep in my belly where my inner voice is stored. She, my spirit guide, asked,
Can you live and be in a wheelchair?
You know, I didn't miss my body because it had very little to do with the being. When the fear of death leaves you, it seems as if all fears leave. Gone was ice skating.
Roller skating.
Running to waiting arms, walks to work.
Climbing the stairs to my San Francisco flat.
No more spiking at the volleyball net or attempting to bowl a perfect game.
No more shaking the booty.
Mustang Sally! Girl, you better slow that Mustang down. Mustang Sally!
Vanished. Puff. Yet I surprised myself and answered enthusiastically.
Yeah, I can live and be in a wheelchair.
There are things I still have to do. La la! A little over a year into my injury, it became obvious that I would have to modify my dreams. It became clear that I could do nothing and be in pain, or I could do something and be in pain. I chose to be fruitful, and that was probably the most healing of all. Just don't sit and hurt. Hurt should motivate you. There were 3 things I could do to avoid the flames.
Astral projection and going internal.
Making art.
Making love. I was never hurting when I was making love. I can't quite pinpoint how the bullet to my spine bubbled my blood, but it did. Unfortunately, Etherero, he never got the chance to hear me popping my fingers just before the bubble burst.
Well, 2 years after the injury, I carried my chariot, my pain, and my adopted son to Nigeria, where we lived for a little over a year. Pre-injury, I jammed my artist voice between my toes. I didn't get it. The artist in me broke free in Nigeria. Shackles dropped off my imagination. I was jumping out of my chair. Look, I do that.
Soon after returning from Africa, I began working as an art teacher. Being a paraplegic does not disable me. I stroke my wheelchair. In my Volkswagen convertible, it sits beside me, passengers ride in the back. My dreads fly, rhythms of wheels spinning. No, being a paraplegic does not disable me. It was my physical pain. A sheet touching my...
A slight breeze stirring one hair on my leg.
Twisting, grinding throughout my limb, sometimes as often as every few seconds. I was electrocuted how many times a day? Each year, the pain grew hungrier, more relentless. I am rocking. 17 years of pain. Rocking. Only my ancestors' wings are holding me. If friends wanted to have any kind of serious conversation, they had to rock with me. Rock with me. Come on, homegrown. Rock with me.
Rock like you smell the stench of a slave ship. Come on.
Rock like war-torn babies plucked from the cradles of their mother's arms. Come on.
Rock like a person who doesn't want to die. Come on.
Adam,
Add a book to your hands while you're showering in electric rain. Come on.
I couldn't hold the book still. I couldn't focus on the words. Oh, I suffered without my books. My major escape route blocked. Suicide had become an option. Then one of my patrons referred me to Daniel Freeman's pain clinic. Dr. Ronald Young, a neurosurgeon, took my x-rays and my life in his hands and left the room. He returned with dancing eyes.
I can relieve 70% of your pain.
Whew. 2 weeks later, I was on the operating table. Homegrown, it's been years, and I never even think about my wheelchair. How often do you think about your legs? The gift I treasure most is the ability to live in the now. Every day I am fresh, like a poet. Don't worry about growing old. Worry about staying new. Don't worry about growing old.
Worry about staying new. Well, in 1994, as a reaction to the emotional wrenching of visiting the slave castles on Garay Island, I created my art installation, The Most Mutinous Left Over. During my research for the installation, I discovered that most of the Africans had been dropped off in South America. I had to go there. I had to go there to sit by the people I could have been. To prepare for my pilgrimage, I asked some of you for things from the heart, your favorite cassette, your favorite book, favorite poem, so that a little bit of you could travel with me. I've dedicated my first 2 months here in Guyana to the art of reading. Which one of you was rich enough to place my lips on Jean Toomer's breast, to the same breast Harlem Renaissance writers nursed on? Langston Hughes, Count E. Cullen, Arnold Bonetop, Zora Neale Hurston. Toomer's Song of the Sun.
O Negro slave, dark purple ripened plums. An everlasting song, a singing tree, caroling softly souls of slavery. What they were and what they are to me. Caroling softly souls of slavery.
And I could finally find my way into Alice Walker's In Search of Our Mother's Gardens.
Hug Sula by Toni Morrison.
Stroke a book from Willie Sims, The Black Cargo, A History of the Atlantic Slave Trade.
I think my favorite is Book of Embraces by Eduardo Galeano.
Then Jamaica Kincaid's Annie John and Alex D. Pate's Losing Absalom. Polly Marshall's Daughters
And that homegrown is why my books are now my lovers.
And
I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. I'm about to lose control, and I think I like it.
Oh yeah!
I'm so excited.